Okay, so I probably should have made this video quite some time ago. What we have is we got a 2019 three-pedal YXZ 1000. Only had about 800 miles on it. Bought it at auction. She took a little poke. As you can see, she's left front corner's really not that bad, but I mean, she took a hit. That roof, she had to gone over a couple times. I'm really concerned that if there was a passenger in there, they got hurt real bad. There was actually some safety goggles were inside. They're all smashed to bejesus. I mean, I hope they walked away from it. Front end itself, as you see, she took a little hit. I'm thinking it went over a couple times. I did pick this thing up in Pennsylvania, so I mean, if this fell down a mountain, I mean, it would not surprise me. Right front corner itself, really, I'm thinking I can salvage that shock, but it did push back pretty much all the arms, so I'm guessing that whole front clip is just bogeyed. The actual front headlight bezels are cracked, which is a shame because those are not cheap. But the plan is to turn this into the 98 or 99 Mafia's turbo car. So I'm hoping I can salvage this thing. I'm not gonna lie, it might be an uphill battle. As you can see, A-pillar, it's pushed back pretty good. It just folded this whole, it folded this whole actual cage just right back on itself. Smashed it, cracked it, and on top of that, I mean, it just folded everything right back. Which is interesting though, is the right rear corner really didn't take that big of a hit. I think it just bicycled over on top of the right front and the left rear. Rear shock itself wasn't that bad. Right rear anyway. Left rear, we're talking a different game. This thing, that's the shaft. It ripped right out of the shock body. It was impressive, really. Bent the whole springs assembly sideways and was just chilling inside this little, this poor little A-arm. The actual shaft itself I mean, you can't really tell, but it's pretty much ripped right out of there. It's just wedged in. I think I can pull that axle shaft right out of that diff. My guess is this rear arm is pretty messed up. When you're looking at the actual chassis itself, it bent down pretty good. So my guess is it's good and pickled. But I think there is some salvaging aspects to it. It's a three-pedal, which if we do turn this into a turbo car, we do like that idea of being able to run the RPMs up stuck in like second, third gear a little bit longer. I am going to do all my fancy stuff as far as dropping the front steering arm, dropping the steering shaft, if you will. Maybe even talk about going to a Recluse clutch. I'm not too sure if they can handle 350 horsepower, but I guess we'll have to try. The good thing is we are talking to a couple different companies about doing long travel kits. Long travel kits, depending on which way we go, really dictates as far as how deep in this build we're going to go. Also have these bad boys. Got two different scenarios to play with. What I got on the left is a 2017 Arctic Cat Thundercat motor, which is basically the same thing as a Sidewinder air engine. It's a 998 9.5 to 1 compression motor, capable of doing 350 horsepower. A little turbo that comes with those. They spool up real nice, about 25 PSI, but the cool part is it's right away. That itself, depending which way we go, we're talking to Brian Crower, who may decide to go with a big build for us for that bad boy. That right there is the GYTR turbo, which is interesting how big that bad boy is compared to the snowmobile turbos. So we got a couple different ways to go on that one. But I just wanted to make this quick video of more or less where the 998 turbo car started from. And let's face it, it's starting from humble beginnings, because this thing has seen better days, if you will. On the 998 side too, what we have is this is my actual trail sled, nicknamed the Thunder Couch. What the Thunder Couch is a 2018 XF Cross Tour. It's a 146, does actually have a really cool scenario in the back. It's got a 5-gallon auxiliary tank. Same thing, it's a 998 motor, turbocharged. She's just got a simple 270 tune on it. Playing around with a couple different scenarios. Actually picked up some shocks from Country Cat off a side-by-side. Actually, we have revalved that actually should fit in this bad boy real nice. I already have some high gear double springs that worked really, really nice for them, but I'm not gonna lie, these look like there's something I want to play around with. Those are stage 5 Alka shock. I'm really curious to see how those work on this bad boy. I already had the shocks all revalved in this bad boy. This thing scoots, and it's a 146. Theoretically, it's supposed to be a 2-up, but she handles the bumps real nice. I did break her a couple times this winter, but she's just not designed to handle the type of abuse that I gave her. Moving along, this is also a 2018 Wildcat XX. A couple of the boys in the 990 Mafia run these bad boys, and they love them. So I picked this one. This one's crashed also. Took a pretty good poke in the right front corner. Haven't really decided how far I'm going to go in this one. Are thinking about right now, some of the finalists, we may split this in half. Make this basically a 5-seater or 6-seater rig. Same thing applies. It is a 998 non-turbo setup, real similar to like a Viper style motor. They do sit sideways. They are a CVT trans, so basically clutch off of a snowmobile. Now, the cool part is I'm very familiar with the clutching of the snowmobile setups, so we can make this thing run real nice. So I haven't really decided if we're going to go real deep with basically a 2-row or a 5-person on this one yet, or if we're just going to turn this into a race buggy too. So that's kind of up in the air. This is my primary rig. What we have is we have a 2020. This was stock when I first bought it. YXZ 1000 paddle shift. I'm not gonna lie, I love the paddle shift. Trail ride rig, they're hard to beat because she can just I can downshift, upshift, throw in her corner sideways, and she just loves this thing. You'll notice that the doors look a little different than the blue rig. They have sort of like a drop down. What these doors are, these are fuel doors. You can buy these actually online for I think fuel.com or fuelracing.com. They are a real nice setup. They are fiberglass. When you wrap them, I mean, they fit in real nice with the actual original lineup. We did put a cage on. This is a stock cage, or I'm sorry, a custom cage that I built. I actually built the head roof as well. That came out of a 90 thousandths aluminum sheet. Did actually have the shocks. I'm sorry, the shocks are still stock. We're in the process of getting those revalved probably here in the next couple of weeks. I did put a custom kit of springs on that I designed myself. Need to do just a few small, subtle differences for racing, but for trail riding, I tell you what, man, these things are dynamite. She's got a few things we've changed around her. This has the Hess 2.1 paddle shift and the Hess 2.1 steering quickener. In my opinion, it's like the first thing you want to buy when you want to go trail riding, or if you really want an aggressive style feel, because it's amazing the difference. As you notice too, I did drop the steering column itself. It's lowered about an inch and a half. Got rid of all the plastics itself. Relocated the actual steering, relocated the dash off to the left-hand side just to drop, and you'll notice that it gives you about another 6 inches of room to really view out the front. Some toggle switches. I'm actually going to be redesigning all this as well. Not a real fan of this. At some point, we are going to be switching to an aluminum interior. Trying to get rid of the plastics itself around the footwell and probably around the other side just for safety. Did actually add a couple bars specifically for structure. YXZ itself has a few things that I'm not real proud of. The main thing is just the safety bars. You go sideways in a corner and smash into a tree. I mean, you want to have something there because the doors and stuff are a little too plasticky, in my opinion. Other than that, I haven't really changed too much. Did put Viper cams in it. Did put an aftermarket exhaust. I wouldn't say aftermarket. It is the GYTR DASA exhaust. Viper cams really brought this thing alive. Did actually have the guys at Albo retune it for me. I tell you what, between that, the 2-to-1 steering ratio, and then increasing the RPM in a mile per hour really brought these things alive through the trails and stuff like that. These things run great against even the turbo rigs, so I can't say anything bad about these things. I just love them. But that's basically just a lineup of my stuff here at 99 Mafia. I'm sure Dave and Dylan are going to add their toys as well to the lineup. But welcome to 990 Mafia, gentlemen and ladies, for that matter. Love to see you out in the trails and love to see you at the racetrack.